Going on, Jerome's? So looking like a hostage video right now because we're doing some remodeling down in an undisclosed location. Also, yes, this is a Gilmore Girls reference painting. Big Gilmore Girls fan. Although Rory is the villain of the show. People don't realize that. Anyway, something you do realize is that the Vikings should and could find their quarterback of the future. Now, I understand a lot of people say, well, they should have just lost all their games and tanked, and they end up with number one overall pick. That's not reality on reality's terms. And even though the Vikings had numerous injuries this season, they fought, and they clawed, and they were too good to just completely lose out. Although they did lose 6 out of the last 7. But either way. But your Vikings, they got a decision to make this offseason, and JEROME Ezekiel Cousins is going to be a free agent. Can't tag him, can't do anything. And the Vikings, I mean, they could bring him back, certainly. And Kirk has had a lot of success in the Kevin O'Connell scheme. 13-4, wanting some more last year. And yes, 0-3, 1-4 to start the season, but there's a lot of variables going into that, and it wasn't necessarily all on Kirk, just like 4th and 8 wasn't on Kirk. The entire wildcard game. But the question is, do the Vikings roll with Kirk because he does give them the best chance to win short term in 2024, or do they go all in after the quarterback of the future? Now they can do both, right? And it is evidenced by frickin' Patrick Mahomes. So Mahomes did it yet again in against the Ravens in Baltimore. He's 2-0 in road playoff games now. He suddenly doubled up on Kirk Cousins, but Mahomes is just insane. And yes, I understand that the Chiefs' offense was shut out in the second half against Baltimore, but that fast start that they got out to 17 points on the best defense in the NFL in their building, I mean, you just have to shake your head. And no matter what, and it's still weird that Mahomes was an underdog, getting 4.5 points, took that every single day and twice on Sunday. And he is the true equalizer. And what's insane? Like, yeah, the Chiefs' defense is fantastic this year, but you look at their pieces on offense, and this is a rebuilding year for the Chiefs, and they're headed to their 4th Super Bowl in 5 years and a chance to win their 3rd ring in 5 seasons. So it's pretty damn impressive. And the Vikings have to find their talisman. They have to find their own Patrick Mahomes. Now I understand, it's really hard to do. Yes, obviously it is. But also remember, Mahomes was not the first quarterback taken in his draft class. That was Mitchell Trubisky Ponder. What up? Also, the Chiefs didn't tank the season before they drafted Patrick Mahomes. They actually finished 12-4. They were drafting 27th, and then they traded all the way up to 10 to take Mahomes, the pride of Texas Tech. And also, I mean, Mahomes wasn't a surefire thing coming out in the draft. There was a lot of questions about his accuracy. There's a lot of questions about him just being an air raid quarterback. Could he transition to the NFL game? I mean, a lot of people will say, we nailed it. We nailed it. That's revisionist history. But the Vikings, they have the resources right now. They're sitting at 11. They can trade future draft picks. They can re-sign Kirk. And I think that they can have the best of both worlds. Where if they determine if Caleb Williams probably going to go 1. But if they determine that Drake May is the guy, if they determine that Jaden Daniels is the guy, go up and go get him. Go ahead. Do whatever it takes, just like the Chiefs did when they moved up from 27 to 10. That's a pretty sizable jump. And they did it for Mahomes, and Mahomes sat his first season behind Alex Smith. And the Vikings, they have a great chance where they can re-sign Kirk to a 1 or 2 year deal. And they would have the best of both worlds in terms of competing short-term, long-term. And also, if you do have a guy like... I'd say Williams should probably start right away. Probably Drake May too. But if you look at Daniels, or you look at Bo Nix, or you look at McCarthy or Michael Penix, they certainly would benefit from sitting and marinating for at least a season. And that's exactly what Patrick Mahomes did. And the Vikings could have a similar situation. And Kevin O'Connell, yeah, we give him some flack because we have high expectations. They ain't hate. There's a major difference between hating and being negative just to be a hater and be negative. But when you have high expectations of someone and they're not living up to those expectations, you're like a disappointed father. And that's where we're at with Kevin O'Connell. He is our son. He looks a lot like us. It's a family resemblance. But the whole thing about it is the Vikings can have the best of both worlds. They can secure the quarterback of the future. And hell, they could just stick and pick at 11 because In all likelihood, they're going to have their chance of the second at the second wave quarterbacks. So you look at Bo Nix, you look at Penix Jr., you look at McCarthy, and you could say, well, they're not Drake May, they're not Jaden Daniels, they're not Caleb Williams. Sure, but like we said, remember Mahomes wasn't drafted till 10, and he wasn't the first quarterback in his class. But if you determine that he is the guy, and you can get his mind right, or I'll get it right for you, and completely integrate him into Kevin O'Connell's system, he's got all the weapons in the world, man. Like he's got two great bookend tackles. He's got JJ, he's got Addison, he's got Hawkinson eventually. And if you can suture up that run game, baby, you got a stew going. And the fact that he would be coming into the Vikings, phrasing, but he would be coming into a situation where, say, the Vikings do run it back with Kirk for one more season, one last ride. And although Kirk is not Michael Jordan in that situation, Kirk is like Bill Wennington. Or was Wennington around for the second round? He's Luke Longley. Doesn't matter. But the quarterback could sit and wait and wish in Jack Johnson style, really learn how to be a pro's pro, and then hit the ground running in 2025. And baby, we got it going on. But that's what the Vikings have to do this offseason. Like, would be perfectly fine. And in fact, I think it's a damn good idea to have Kirk back for at least one more season. But other than that, I mean, beyond addressing the trenches as well as cornerback, as well as edge rusher, but other than that, we have no other needs. Go all in on finding your quarterback of the future. Whether that's sticking and picking at 11 or making a move, going all the way up. And all the rumors that the Vikings were in on Anthony Richardson last year were itching to make a move. It really proves that Quase and Kevin O'Connell, they're on the same page. Like, they're going to go get their guy, and now is the damn time to do it because, as you see with Mahomes, he is the ultimate trump card. He is the ultimate equalizer. He is the Uno draw four wild baby. That's it, man. But again, every single team, hey, let's just find our Mahomes. Every single team except for the Chiefs. That's what it is every single year. But that's it. Raw, real rant in our renovated basement. This looks like a hostage video. You guys are the best. I love you. Skull, no production value.